Let's work on some practice problems from Unit 6, Lesson 2. The first practice problem that you have here is going to be a matching. So what you should do here is read the translation and then figure out which of these statements says the same thing as the translation. So we're just going to put these up here in somewhat of an order. There is no B's, that's okay. So this first one takes xy to x plus 3y. So if we look at our choices here, and you can try this on your own and then come back. If you notice, this one says translate by the directed line segment from 0, 0. So our xy is our 0, 0 to 3, 0. So if I say 0 plus 3, that would be a 3. And then my y stays 0. So that should go with that guy. So try the rest of these on your own, and then I'm going to talk about them a little more. Remember, you can pause and come back. So this next one says we have xy, and we are translating it by this rule, x comma y plus 4. So I'm going to look for the one that says translate by the directed line segment from 0, 0 to 0, 4. Because I have a positive 4, that's how I'm changing my y. Here we have xy is becoming x comma y minus 4. So I need to see a negative 4 on the y side. And finally, I have xy is being transformed to become x minus 3 y plus 4. So if we look at this last one, we'll see negative 3 comma 4. And these are the correct answers. You should be able to check them. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you can check them right here. Okay, practice problem 2A. So this is the beginning of practice problem 2. We are going to draw the image of triangle ABC under the transformation xy is going to become x minus 4, y plus 1. So what are we going to do first? Go ahead and pause and try it on your own and then come back. Okay, so let's check it and see how you did. So we're going to take our x coordinates and we're going to subtract 4 from each x coordinate. So if A is right here, we're going to go to the left horizontally, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is where our A prime will land. Just kidding. So we're going to see where our new points are going to be. We're going to start with x minus 4. So if we move our A over 1, 2, 3, 4 places to the left, then y plus 1 means I have to go up. So I'm going over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 1. So this is where my A prime will be. I'm going to do the same thing with B and C. We're going to go over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, and then up 1. I'm going to erase these lines because they were just kind of to show you. And that'll be B prime. And then C prime, same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then up 1 because it's y plus 1. That'll be C prime. So if we're drawing this, we can connect these, and we're just sketching here. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, but the whole triangle, you'll notice, moved 4 units to the left on the x-axis and 1 unit up on the y-axis. And if you want to check it, you can click check and it will show you here. Horizontal translation, 4 units left, 1 unit up. That's what type of transformation it is. It's a horizontal translation to the left, but then a vertical translation 1 unit up. So that is a translation. Now, here's the fun part. On this next page, it says create a table and do the transformation from the previous slide. All right, we get to create a table again. So how do we create a table? We're going to hit the plus button and hit table. It creates our 2 columns for us. Now we just need to put in the coordinates. So the original coordinates of A here, we're going to have to figure out. So we start with A. A is going to be at the coordinate 2, comma 3. So we look and see what the x-axis is and then the y-axis. So A is 2, comma 3. So we're going to put that as our very first coordinate. 2, 3. Okay, next one. Let's look and see where the next one is. B is going to be at 4, comma 2. So let's put those in. Make sure you do this yourself. Try it yourself before you come back, before you're watching this. So if you haven't tried it yet, pause. Okay, and then C is at 3, comma 5. And remember, at the end, we want to make it into a shape, a polygon or a triangle. So you have to make sure that you go ahead and put the first coordinate also as the last coordinate. Click and hold the colorful circle with white dots and turn on the lines. That way we'll have our triangle. So this triangle should look like this triangle ABC on the previous slide. Now notice it's a little, because of the position of the graph, it looks like it's in a little bit different place, but it's on the same coordinates. So now let's see the translation. So they told us the translation up here. So instead of counting, we're going to put in this translation. X minus 4, y plus 1. So how do we put in the transformation? We're going to go to the next available space. If there is no available space, you can add function. Sometimes it's already there. We're going to open parentheses. And remember, this is our x sub 1. So that's what we have to put here. We're going to go to ABC, click X, then we're going to click A sub B, put our 1, and then do an up arrow to get us back in line where we need to be. If we don't remember what it's supposed to be, we can go back and look. It says X minus 4. So now that I'm here, I'm going to go back to right here and put minus 4, comma. Now let's do our Y sub 1. So I'm going to do ABC. I'm going to find Y. Is this a regular keyboard? Sorry. I'm going to find Y, and then I'm going to do A sub B. What do I want that sub B to be? A number 1. So I just type in 1. And then I'm going to do up arrow to get myself back in line plus 1. So I can go back here and make sure Y plus 1. Yes, that's what I want. So now that I've made the transformation, I'm going to click and hold on the red circle with the white dots. I'm going to go down here and click lines. That's what I want. I want lines. If you want to see the coordinates, you can click label and it will label the coordinates. But right now I just want to look at the lines. So now I'm looking at my two triangles. Do they look like the two triangles on the previous page? Well, they sure do, but just so much prettier, right? So it sure does look the same, just so much prettier. Okay, and then we have one last problem here. It says reflect triangle ABC over the line x equals 0. Where is the line x equals 0? This is important. Where is the line x equals 0? This is tricky, so make sure you're paying close attention. So x equals 0, change to green. 0, 0 is right here. That's my origin, right? 0, 0. If I go up 1 here, now I'm still at 0 on the x-axis, but I'm at 1 on the y-axis. So if I want x to keep equaling 0, I have to go up and down here on the y-axis. So then you might get tricked by this because the line x equals 0 is the same as the y-axis. And let's make this a little prettier and use the segment tool. There we go. Okay, so the y-axis is the same as x equals 0. Why? Because all of these points, x equals 0, x equals 0, y equals 2, x equals 0, y equals 3. So be careful. If it says x equals something, you're actually going to have a line that is vertical going up and down. Okay? It says reflect triangle ABC over line x equals 0. So the first thing we'll do is reflect. How do we reflect? Let's change colors. We want to reflect it over x equals 0. So I'm just going to put my points. I'm going to reflect my points over, and I'm going to put them the exact same distance. And I already made an error there. That's okay. Put them the exact same distance on the other side of the line I'm reflecting over. So B is going to be 2 units here, and C is going to be 3 units here. So now I have A prime, B prime, C prime. And just make sure you label them correctly so we don't get lost. All right, then it says reflect triangle ABC over the line y equals 0. Okay, so now we have to do y equals 0. So when does y equal 0? Y equals 0 all along this x-axis. Because x is changing, but y is staying at 0. So if I reflect over y equals 0, point A is pretty straightforward. I'm going to put it over here, and this is going to be A double prime. Point B now has to go on the other side, right? It's on the bottom, so now I got to put it up here on the top. So that's going to be B double prime. And then point C is already on the line of reflection, so it does not go anywhere. C double prime. So let's then connect them. And we have our nice orange triangle. Now, the question down here says, which single transformation takes A, B, C to A prime, B prime, C prime? And I know this is a little messy because I drew it here. But think about it for a second. Go ahead and pause the video. Think about it for a second, and then we will talk about it. Okay, so you're back. The first option is to translate ABC by the directed line segment from 1, 1 to negative 2, 1. Well, if I look at my original triangle and my orange triangle, which is the one I'm looking at, I know it can't just be a translation because it's facing a different way. So if it were just a translation, it would be moving either up or down to the side, but it would not be flipping around like that, right? So we know it can't be A. If we look at B, it says reflect triangle ABC across the line y equals x. So what does the line y equals x look like? Well, if you're not sure, you can go back to your handy dandy calculator and click it in here, y equals x, and guess what? They're going to draw it for you. So handy, and you're going to have it on the LEAP test and everything. So I can see y equals x is going to be this diagonal line here. So if I look at that diagonal line, might as well just draw it in here. There's my diagonal line, y equals x. I can label it, although I'm going to run out of room eventually here. That's y equals x. So if I want to reflect triangle ABC across y equals x, I know that it's going to end up, let's get a different color, it's going to end up somewhere like right around here, right? So that's not going to put us onto the orange triangle, so it can't be B. So now let's look at C. C says rotate triangle ABC counterclockwise using the origin as the center by 180 degrees. Okay, so we remember what the origin center is, right? Let's just put it here. Origin is 0, 0. Now, if you're not sure how to rotate something around the origin, one thing you can do, well, we drew this line y equals x. So I can see that A, if I rotate A 180 degrees, it is going to land on A double prime right here. Because I already have that line there. So I can kind of see that. Another way you can know if it rotated 180 degrees is by looking at the rules. If you look back at the rules, you can see what x and y, how they change, and you can look at the coordinates. Or you can think about the circle, a circle being around the origin. And each point is going exactly halfway around its own circle. So C went from here to here. B, make its own circle, right? You have to make its own circle. So they're going to be different um, distances. And I'm kind of trying to dot them just to show you. But as you can see, it will land on that triangle. If you want to do it on the calculator, you're welcome to do it on the calculator if you're not sure. I want you to have an idea, but like I said, on Leap and everything, you will have this calculator. So if you know how to put this stuff in, you can do it. All right. I believe in y'all. Good luck on the quiz. Bye.